This is the story about the Robinson Mines and the town of Ruth, Nevada. It was in 1868 that prospector Thomas Robinson discovered gold in an area that is now known as the Robinson Mining District in Nevada. This mineralized area also contained silver and copper, but nothing really became of these finds until the very late 1800s. A few small mines started up, but most failed, as the ore grades were just too low. Then, in 1907, a mining engineer by the name of Daniel Jackling came to this area, and then things started to happen. Daniel had been a mine engineer for the Bingham Canyon Mine in Utah, where he had pioneered low-grade copper extraction methods. Up until this time, mining methods were both small and unfunded and used older, antiquated equipment. Daniel's method of mining was massive open-pit strip mining, with the use of steam shovels and rail haul cars for hauling ore to be milled. Over time, this mine consisted of 3 separate open-pit mines. The first open-pit mine to be dug was the Veteran Mine, followed by the Liberty and Ruth mines. Steam shovels and/or cars worked 24 hours a day. Inside the pit were 14 miles of railroad, which operated until the pit trains were replaced in 1958 by trucks. A mine of this size needed lots of workers, so in 1910 the company set about getting a town built. One of the original claim owners decided to call the town Ruth, after one of his daughters. The town was originally built a few miles away from where the actual open pit mine was. However, as time went on, the houses had to be moved, because the ground they were sitting on had valuable copper minerals under them that could be mined. Ruth was a typical company town where the company owned the houses and the workers paid rent. Unlike most mining towns, there were no saloons, brothels, or gambling joints. However, the neighboring town of Reedtown was able to fill those needs. Most of Reedtown was destroyed in 1917 by a massive fire, and although they started to rebuild, the town slowly faded away and eventually became a ghost town. By the end of the 1920s, Ruth had a population of over 2,000 people. As with most mines back then, there always seemed to be fires or explosions of some kind. In July of 1912, a mine explosion killed 10 workers, and again in 1929, another 2 workers died from a blast gone wrong. Then in 1919, the mine saw hundreds of workers walk off the job demanding higher wages. After negotiations were settled with workers, mining continued until 1933 when the Kennecott Mining Company bought out the mine. Kennecott Mines owned the old Kennecott Mine in Alaska, which at the time was the largest copper mine in the world. In 1978, Kennecott closed the mines, and in 1983 the smelter was also closed. Recorded production from 1908 to 1978 was more than 4 billion pounds of copper and 2.7 million ounces of gold. Then in 1991, another company called Magna Copper bought the old mine and started to mine some of the remaining ores. However, the mine was closed again in 1999 because of low copper prices. Then again in 2004, another company bought the mine. In 2010, the mine produced another 109 million pounds of copper and 73,000 ounces of gold. Then in 2012, the mine was acquired by a European copper mining company, and that company still owns the mine. Today you can still go to Ruth, Nevada. Just beyond the town site are the massive pits of the 3 old mines. I hope you enjoyed this short story about the mines and town of Ruth, Nevada. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you more old lost mine stories.